Hey guys, hello and welcome to a new video. This time the second qualification round for MEWC DACH, so for the German-speaking local chapter. I was in the live stream. It went okay-ish, so I got a little bit over 1000 points. But yeah, not as good as expected, since I lost the structure or hadn't had the proper structure at the beginning, but we will do that now. So, I heard from another competitor that you should not use named ranges here, and also with like more than one table I normally also don't use named ranges. And the problem here is that we have multiple named ranges that are then called the same, which is then a problem. So all tables, no, don't want to go to the answer tab. Here, this is a something we need to add here. So you get points from the 5 judges. So you either, and the highest and the lowest are dropped. So you either sum this and drop and do minus max and minus min, but I normally use something like sum sequence or large of this array, and then sequence 3 starting from 2, so I get the second, the third, and the fourth largest number. And this is then judge points. And then we can do an XLOOKUP for the jump and the athlete in comp, competition, and comp athlete, returning comp judge points. So far so good. And next one, we also get distance points. Distance is the pay point, where you get 60 points, and for every meter you jump further or less, you get 1.8 points deducted. So here, I first want to know the jump, first the station, text before, and if you work in those tables and you later need some parts of it, you can simply use it. And therefore, it's sometimes better to work in tables than doing it single cell or something. Jumps competition in jumps fill name, and we also want to have the K point. K point. Now, this P equals, I need to do this in brackets, the distance jumped minus the K point multiplied with 1.8, and total points equals judge points plus distance points. Seems to be reasonable, kind of. 95. Yeah, it's lower than the max. So, and then we adjust simply this formula for the table name TP for total points, which is wrong. What's the problem here? Let me check simply. 60 plus. I'm an idiot. Forgot this. Now it's working. Yeah. I would have seen this if I would have copied it here, so it's not an error I would have made in the competition. Now, some athletes jump more than once. How many points do they score? And here we can do something like let's look up of this, but instead of working with this here, I take this and space minus jump 1 and doing this then based on this, but seems to be not the best method. Therefore, I use a filter approach, filter comp, total points, if comp comp station equals the station given multiplied with comp athlete equals the athlete given. And then we sum this because we have two results and we get to the searched result. And this sum filter approach is easily usable. I could have also used SUMIF, but I like the filter. Yes, that's going to Udemy. Here we want to have the points compared to other competitors. And I will not do this single cell. I will simply use group by using the stage and the person, and as well use total points and then summing, no depth. And here we have then a list of the stations, the persons, and how many points they get in total, or they got in total. Name this PTT point table. Now I can use with this named range. And then I use filter or let f filter PTT if uh, if tick PTT first column equals the World Cup station, then I will have here a large split array. But as you can see, this is the station, then the name. And then I will sort based on the filtered array after the third column in descending order. Name this S. Now we need to find out for points name how many points the person got. So XLOOKUP for this in choose calls S2 returning choose calls S3, and Leopold got 1000 or 109.5 points because there is a rule for ties. And if I would have simply sorted and then looked up for Leopold, it might be that in a case of a tie, I would have not got the right rank for Leopold. And now I do an X match for the points of Leopold in choose calls, or I can also use take as last column. And I get his points. and also for everyone else, and this is with the proper matching for the ranks, even if there's a tie. Here, based on this is a horrible table. Based on the position, they get a different amount of points. So here sequence 10, and this is not important. And then here position, and then I do an XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP for the rank, returning the place, searching for in the place, returning the points if not found 0. And we can then track this down, yes. So how many points do they get for an entire season? And I will simply look up here for the name and map here in sequence 18, because there are 18 stations. And then here, this is then World Cup Station space and A. And this will then spill. I think I've closed it. This will then spill all the points for all the stations for Karl Koch. And I can then sum this up. And we have done an entire season. Now, Nordic combination. This is super important. This was a crashing thing. The athletes will jump once. Only the first jump in the competition is rated, which is important. And it's not highlighted there that I figured it out, so I overread it. And I will build this from scratch, so or not build it from scratch. So instead of entire season, I want to have the points here, but I can basically do an XLOOKUP. Yeah, make it from scratch. So XLOOKUP for the athlete names in athlete names and competition in competition athlete concatenated with competition returning the total points, so com TP. Name and athlete and comp and no, not competition station, sorry, my bad. And here we then have all the unique athletes and their points, and only because I've used XLOOKUP, only the first appearance, so their first jump. That is at least my understanding, that this is kind of sorted or is sorted. And now I need to figure out, I'll name this let x, and then we use max of x minus x times 2. And if we divide this by 24, by 60, and by 60, we get to the seconds they start later than the first starter. Here you see, for example, we're searching for the example for someone starting 29 seconds later. which is here, this person. So this is the delay. And then we want to have also the delay plus 10 divided by the speed of those persons. And since it's sorted in the athlete, I think we can simply use this here. And since then the speed is in kilometers per hour, this is in kilometer, we get something in hours. And if we want to do it in Excel times term, I need to divide it by 24, which is then the time in seconds. And then I can use sort the name of the athlete, so ATH name, haystack this, sorry, haystack this, and then sort it after the second column. Ascending order is okay. Why is this not working? Step by step. I know why. Here I don't need plus, I need delay. I need this and then delay plus. And the first one is Oliver Brown. Yes, I know that. And then I can use index. The row number and the column number is 1. Order according first. Yeah, here we go. And bonus questions. On which hill was the longest jump? So since I have the hill here, the jump here and the station here in, I can simply use a max lookup for comp comp distance returning comp jump. Yes, cool. Across all jumps, what is the highest total score achieved by any athlete? So max of comp TP. What is the average age of the winner of each ski jumping competition? Do I have every winner in here? No. Mm, okay, so we model it here aside. I can also use unique and then do an XLOOKUP for this in here, returning the name because this is then sorted and we only get the first can not be that he's the winner every time. Because this is not sorted. Of course, sort this by the third in descending. And then I use unique and XLOOKUP. And we get to not the points. I want to have the name. And then based on the name, this in ATH name returning ATH H. And the average is 28.666. So it's asked for rounded to one decimal place, so 28.7. How many competitions were won by an athlete from the host country? We have prepared it here. So we simply need to figure out which jump this is. So let's look up this in competition, oh, not station, sorry. Station, returning competition, jump. And then xlookup this is then the name of the jump in jumps, hill name, jumps, country. And then an xlookup for the athlete in ATH, name, ATH, H, and not H, sorry. This equals this, equals sum minus minus 3 competitions. So last bonus question. Assume there's a Nordic Combination World Cup season. The winner is determined using level 7 rules. World Cup points are awarded according to level 5 rules. So the first one and so on. Sheesh. So I basically need all World Cups and places up to how many does the overall winner have? Okay, so I simply need how adjustable is my competition thing here? Not that unadjustable. So I basically can use reduce here. I don't need the place here. I simply need here sort. And then I have the table of the seconds. And then I can use here mm, and then I can use here something for matching. Yeah, let's match. So this is then S, and then it's X match of take S, last column in take S, last column. And this is then the rank, and based on the rank, we get, or the person gets their World Cup points. And if not found, sorry, I need to bring this up front. X, if not found, then 0. And here we have the points for the coding athlete. And now I want to A stack ATH name and this. Hello. Ah, A stack ATH name. This. Why? Because I have here a function and it thought I want to reduce this or eliminate this function. Not sure. And then I want to reduce 0. think for hills there's, or jumps, there is the competition written in there. Lambda A B E that, and this is then B, and I want to V stack A and the remaining stuff. And here we have a list. Drop the first row, and then we can group by person by the World Cup points. A lot of zeros in here, but might be fine. Minus sort -2. Lucas Berg 1800. Just wrong. Bad. Are we close? Ah, not that far away. Alexander Kowalski. And it should be right, because I'm always using the ACH athlete stacking. Oh no, I'm sorting. Yeah, I'm sorting. Yeah, that's the problem. So I then need to also use here. Oh, I wouldn't have thought that or thought of that. Take as first column, because I then use also the sorted names. And now we have the points here, 1285. Which is right, 1250 points. Some hiccups here and there with this case. For example, here with this tie rule where it is. I think level 4, yeah, with this tie rule, and also with this rule here, jump once rule. But cool case. Thank you for your attention. I hope to see you next time.